Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, good morning. Coach Kyle Evans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Maps Coach, Bold Coach, all the things, getting to come to you today for the G.R.O.W Show, your daily checkup from the neck up. Guys, we had an awesome day yesterday, hanging out in Houston, Texas. 120 of my closest friends, getting to pour into them with this new Bold, man, getting to challenge some beliefs, some mindsets, watch them run some exercises, making like $42,000 a minute during our lead gen session. It works. You just got to do it. You got to raise your hand. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to make the calls. You got to follow the practice. And then you get the reward. If you are here because you said, Kyle, this sales EQ series that we're doing is just bananas and I can't miss another day, I got great news for you. We're going to keep diving in this morning. So, as we continue on the process of our sales EQ, our sales emotional intelligence, today we're going to talk about what I call mirroring ain't manipulation. Mirroring ain't manipulation. We hear this a lot, man. Mirror your people, mirror your people. Some people think that's some sort of dark psychology or whatever. No, guys, people don't trust people who are right. People trust people who make them feel understood. It's that simple. Like, let's be real. Most salespeople, and when I say most salespeople, I'm talking about myself for a very long time in sales, we think that the goal is trying to be interesting. The idea the pros use is they're obsessed with being interested. So amateurs want to be interesting, pros want to be interested. What does that mean? Stop trying to give them the old razzle dazzle, the old jazz hands, trying to be the coolest person in the room. Make them feel like the coolest person in the room. Be interested in them. The goal is for them to feel validated, them to feel understood, them to feel heard, them to feel like you came and listened and what they said mattered. When we're talking about this connection with people, almost nothing builds trust faster than mirroring. And this is why we're going to take a deep dive into this aspect of sales today on this Thursday morning. Nothing builds trust faster than mirroring. But let's clear something up because this can go really wrong as well. Mirroring is not parroting, right? You're not just acting like a parrot, Polly want a cracker because they said it, you're saying it back. That's no, that's going to be weird. In fact, if you're sitting at a kitchen table doing a consultation or a strategy session and you're just repeating everything they said, they're going to call the police. They're going to ask you to leave and never call you again. That's weird. Mirroring is so much deeper than that. It's not manipulation, it's emotional alignment, right? Emotional alignment through rhythm, through language, through making them feel like they're safe because you are like them. That's the goal here. Mirroring says, I'm here, I'm listening, we're safe, right? When they hear the words out of your mouth and they feel seen and they feel like this person gets me, this person is like me, that's when people buy. That's when people's trust quotient goes up, and then they are more likely to use you, utilize your services, whatever industry you're in. Do they trust you? How can we build trust quickly and deeply? Mirroring. What mirroring is and what it is not. Mirroring is not copying. It's not mimicking. It's not manipulating tone just to influence. It's not a cheap sales gimmick. What it is subtle repetition to prompt clarity, right? So it's subtly repeating some of the things or asking some of the things back that they said to prompt clarity. When I know that we are clear, I know that we can get in gear. You like that? I'm a dad. It's fine. Dad jokes come. You're welcome. You know what you signed up for. Another thing that mirroring is it's a tool to keep buyers emotionally engaged. a tool to keep them from checking out while you're going through a data set or talking about how awesome you are or talking about the home buying experience. This keeps them emotionally engaged in the subject at hand in the strategy session. Emotions make people act, logic makes people think. Mirroring is also a great way to hold space and lead gently. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody wants to be told what to do, but everybody wants to be led. When we are mirroring, we are giving ourselves an opportunity to lead gently. We're creating a felt experience of safety. When they can feel that, when they can wrap their arms around it, it's like a warm hug. That's what opens the door to influence. Slow down. Stop sales pitching. Start connecting. Start utilizing human psychology to your advantage, not in a mean way, not in a dark way, not in a Machiavellian way, not in a malicious way, but in a way that you are literally seeking to help these people do what they desire. Talk them off the fence. Remember, people, we are decision architects. Our goal is to help them decide. So when we're thinking about this mirroring stuff, you have the base layer, you have the foundation. Here's three mirroring methods that I think work really well. So we're going to break it down into three practical tools that you can use today. I want to get you out there. I want to get you on the streets. I want to get you on the doors. I want to get you on the phones. I want to get you into action. So we're not just living a great life in our head. Based on what elite closers, FBI negotiators, top salespeople do, here are some of the tools that we can put into practice. Number one, the word for word mirror. The word for word mirror. The FBI likes this. Christopher Voss likes this. If you're a fan of his, he's big on the word for word mirror. The idea of this is you repeat back 1 to 3 words your prospect just said. Usually it's around the last part of their sentence, but you do it as a question with a pause. So, for example, the buyer might say something like, "Hey, it just feels like a big leap right now." You would say, "A big leap?" Question, pause. "Hey, it feels like a big leap right now." You would say, "A big leap?" We're repeating back the things that they're saying. So it shows that we're active listening, right? We're paying attention. It also is asking a question, an open ended question with no direction. So they can begin to author some of the reasons they feel the way that they do. We have to understand our people so we can appropriately help them. But you guys are over talking and you're not actually helping. So when we use this word for word mirror, we take what they said, usually closer to the end of the sentence, and we repeat it back as a question. And then we pause, shut your mouth, stop talking. I know it sounds so hypocritical hearing me say that, someone who talks all the time, but I promise you, it works. When you pause, you're inviting them to go deeper. They'll either explain, they'll justify their reasoning, or they'll clarify it. That's a win 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 all the way around. The next things that they talk about when we take them from snorkeling to scuba diving, that's where the real objection lives. That's where it is. It's not, it feels like a big leap right now. What's behind that? Stop swatting at the smoke and start putting out the fire. Why does this work? Again, it lets them know that we're listening. It lets them self discover their truth. Gary Keller says this all the time. Authorship is ownership. It lets them self discover. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking questions. Another reason this works is it slows the conversation down emotionally. Whenever they say something emotionally charged, like, man, it feels like a big leap right now, you saying that pauses that train and helps them unpack it. When can you use this? Use it if you want more detail. Heck, use it if you need more detail. Another great spot to use this, if you feel like they're holding back, great opportunity for this. If you sense some fear or uncertainty, but they're not saying it, you know what I'm saying? Like you can tell, you're like, Something's up here. This is a great time for that. So, the first tool is a word for word mirror. The second tool is the emotional label. Instead of repeating their words, you're going to reflect what they're feeling. Instead of repeating their words, you're going to reflect what they're feeling. So I want you to use phrases like, it sounds like this. It seems like this. It feels like this. It sounds like this. It seems like this. It feels like this. Three great ones that you can rotate in there. Sounds like, seems like, feels like. You may have heard something along these lines. The buyer may say something like, well, we've worked with agents. I don't want to sign the document because we've worked with agents before and it just didn't feel like we were a priority for them. You would say, it sounds like you're feeling burned from the last experience. It sounds like you're feeling burned from that last experience. It sounds like, describe what they're feeling. When you say that and then you pause, again, they're probably going to go deeper and discuss, clarify, justify, explain. Yes. One of the things that we're looking to hear when we say this, when we did the emotional label correctly, you'll know because you'll hear something like, that's right, exactly, that's it, nailed it, spot on. Whenever they say something like that, you are correct. You're like, boom, nailed it. You're in. Follow that. Keep pulling that thread on the sweater. You are on the line. You might hear a buyer say something like, I'm just not sure it's the right time. You guys heard that before? Every single day right now. Hey, I'm just not sure it's the right time. You would say, it seems like you're weighing risk more than reward right now. It seems like you're weighing risk more than reward right now. Pretty good. We're going deeper, right? Why does this work? We're naming an emotion before they fully articulate it. We're helping them identify. We're helping them discuss. A lot of times people struggle with being crystal clear on what they're actually feeling. Another reason this works is it builds empathy, builds trust. It's saying, hey, this guy gets me, or this gal understands me. It also helps move the conversation from an adversarial place. It takes the person out of defense mode and moves us into a teamwork setting. Hey, this person understands me and is working with me, not trying to close me. Here's a pro tip. Do not chase clarity with logic. Pull it out with empathy. Do not chase clarity with logic. Pull it out with empathy. Too many people out there think that they can logic people into action. And my goodness gracious, no, you can't. People are emotional creatures. Look at yourself when you cried at the end of The Lion King. You're an emotional creature. So is everyone else. So the first one is word for word mirror. The second one was the emotional label. And the third one is lexicon match. Lexicon match or nomenclature match, or said another way, the words that they're using, we're using too. This one separates the amateurs from the assassins. Lexicon mirroring is when you use the same language structure your buyers use. So they subconsciously feel aligned with you. You're going to repeat or use or drop in some of the key words that they're saying. Where does this feel awkward? If your client says dude a lot, drop a dude in there. Do it. See how it feels. An actual example that is an actual example though, but a more tactical example for you if you don't have any clients that say dude might sound like this. I want something steady and secure. You would say, let's build something that feels steady and secure to you. Steady and secure, steady and secure. If they say something like, I just want to feel back in control, Here's how we help you get back in control without adding more chaos. That's how you would respond to that. I just want to feel like I'm back in control. You would say, here's how we help you get back in control. We're using their word, we're using that power word that they are putting out there back to them. We're going to form together an alliance. That's the goal here. Why does it work? The brain is wired to trust what feels familiar. The brain is wired to trust what feels familiar. Remember, your body is looking to keep you alive. And why it does that is it's constantly seeking comfort and safety. Familiarity breeds comfort and safety emotionally. What you know, what you do a lot helps you feel in control. It's very simple. You guys get this. You guys understand this. People are creatures of habit. One of those reasons is because the known feels safe and the unknown does not. It's why people struggle with taking leaps of faith, opening a business, posting the things, doing the stuff when they don't have data to pull on and they're just looking at the unknown. It feels unsafe. Another reason this works is when we are speaking their inner script, we bypass sales resistance. When we are speaking their inner script, we bypass sales resistance again because it makes us feel like, hey, this person is like me. You guys know this. You've heard it a bajillion times, whether it's your millionth day in real estate or your first day in real estate. People work with people they know, like, and trust. This is helping you get liked, get trust, get known because we are using the same words that they are. How can we use mirroring as an emotional GPS? Let's dive a little further now. Let's close with the real reason mirroring matters. It's not just about sales. It's about leadership. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not paying attention, you can use this at home. You can use this with your friends, with your spouse, with your family, with your interpersonal relationships. This is clear, amazing emotional intelligence communication. People will follow you when they feel like you've walked beside them first. People will follow you when they feel like you've walked beside them first. Slow down. Connect, like we talk about, Kendra Scott, connect before you make the sale. So, wrapping this up, just a reminder number one, mirror their words, pause, let them go deeper, right? We're going to mirror their words with that question. We're going to pause. We're going to let them go deeper. We're going to give them space to process and expand. Number two, we're going to use emotional labels when logic isn't landing. Using emotional labels when logic isn't landing. Sometimes what they need isn't an answer, it's an affirmation. And then finally, man, keep a journal of buyer language this week. Write down what actual phrases your clients are saying or words that stand out to you. Put a little note by their name and practice speaking it the next time you guys talk. Let's practice using the same words, the same dialect, the same lexicon, nomenclature that they're using. When you start to apply this, work on this, build this muscle, your conversions will increase. Your referrals will increase. Your reviews will increase because you're moving from a real estate agent to a real estate professional. You're moving from a salesperson to a decision architect. You're moving from a salesperson to someone who actually cares about the client and makes them feel understood. Mirroring isn't soft, it's surgical. It's the art of emotionally calibrating your leadership in every conversation. Stop pushing your way through a sale. You need to earn the space to guide them through their own resistance. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, people buy clarity. People buy clarity. If they don't have enough information, if they don't feel understood, they're not going to make a move. People buy clarity, and clarity lives on the other side of feeling understood. Let's go get it today, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your daily checkup for the neck up. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Go put this into practice today. Go take this, reflect on this. Don't listen to this once in the car and then never look at it again. Stop starving to death in a grocery store. Now that you've got new tool, a new skill, take it for a walk. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Coach Kyle, out.